I'll take that as a yes, by Harold Sherman. It is mid-afternoon, sometime in the past, in an undetermined medium-sized American city. Sheila?
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. It was really embarrassing. But I do have to tell you, you must have a long-lost twin. Sheila and I did volunteer work at the animal shelter a few years ago. You really do look a lot like her, at least from a distance.
That's okay. I don't usually get that. I'm sorry I'm not who you thought I was.
I hope it's all right if I sit down for a moment. I've been on my feet a while, and I have a little time before my next appointment.
Sure, I don't mind. I'm on a short break myself.
So, do you like puppies?
Excuse me?
Just asking if you like puppies. I don't usually start conversations with people I don't know, but I was just remembering Sheila. She really likes puppies. Do you?
Well, yes. I mean, how can you not like puppies?
Puppies are adorable. I had a puppy when I was a kid. He was a rescue. In fact, that's the main reason I got involved with the shelter. I used to spend a lot of time there, but, you know, job comes first. I just got too busy. But they do great work there, don't you think?
Yes. At least I've heard good things about them.
This is a nice park. I don't get to spend much time relaxing in this kind of setting. Just too busy these days. So it's nice to just sit and enjoy the scenery when there's a free moment. Don't you agree?
Yes, I would have to say I do.
I'm not that good at conversation. In fact, I've been called everything from shy to antisocial. So I hope it's okay that I'm making this small talk. I kind of need the practice. Do you think I'm doing all right so far?
Well, I would have to say yes. You're doing fine. I can't really tell that you have a problem with it.
The fact is, I talk to people all the time, but it's business. I'm an auditor, so any conversation is mostly about numbers. I like the work okay, but it has its limitations. I spend a lot of time in offices. That's why I like to get outside. I bet it's the same for you. Am I right?
Yes, you are right about that. I manage an office for a non-profit arts organization. It's interesting, but I spend a lot of time inside, sometimes.
Offices can be confining. That's why I live in a big apartment. I make sure it doesn't look anything like an office, not even my workspace. I have plants and artwork to keep it, you know, unbusinesslike. But I interrupted you. Sorry about that. I have a tendency to keep talking until I finish a complete thought. But I'm working on that. You were saying?
I was just going to say that sometimes I don't answer the phone at the office just so that I can look out the window. I'm not in a meeting and I'm not doing any work on the computer. I'm just busy looking out the window. I usually check my voicemail within 5 minutes, but I have to have my window time.
So you like to look out the window?
Yes, at least when I'm at the office.
Running. That's one way to keep in shape.
So is swimming.
Do you like to swim?
Yes, it's my favorite form of exercise.
I have a workout room in my apartment. It has a treadmill, bench press, stationary bike, and dumbbell rack. I had a personal trainer for a while, but now I just stick to a regular routine. Don't you think it's good to have a regular routine?
Well, yes, I would say it gives your life balance.
So do you think I'm doing okay with the whole conversation thing?
Well, yes. Like I said, I can't tell you have a problem with it.
Thank you. It's nice to get an encouraging word. So you said you worked for an arts organization. Do you have a background in the arts?
Yes, I was an art history major. I used to do paintings, but I don't think they were that good. But art always interested me.
I think maybe you're being too hard on yourself. I bet they were really good paintings. I bet I would like them. Do you still have them?
Yes, well, my parents do. They're hanging in their living room. But my parents will say everything I do is wonderful. That's what parents do.
Not mine. But that's So, do you like going to museums?
I love museums. I could spend all day there. Except when it's really nice outside like today.
My living room is like a small museum. I have a lot of artwork on the walls. Some of it I bought from unknown artists that I thought were pretty good. Maybe they'll be worth something someday. I also have some limited edition prints, Modigliani, Chagall, kind of eclectic.
Really? That sounds interesting.
So, would you like to see my apartment? It's not too far, and I still have a little time before my next meeting.
Wow. That was a big leap. I'm suddenly very uncomfortable with this conversation.
I don't see why. I was getting very positive vibes from you. I bet you'd like my apartment.
Up until that last question, you'd been going for easy yes answers. I used to be in sales, so I recognize that technique. Does that actually work for you? I mean, does that ever work for you?
Not very often.
You mean it actually works sometimes?
Sometimes.
Really? There are actually women who will fall for that?
You'd be surprised.
Well, I guess if they're lonely and horny enough. But you don't mind getting shot down most of the time?
I guess not.
Well, just to clarify, the answer to your last question is no.
I guess I'll be going. I really did enjoy our conversation.
Yeah, good luck.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Barker. Was that man harassing you?
Well, I wouldn't call it harassing. Maybe annoying.
We've been getting some complaints about a man approaching women here in the park. Apparently he's pretty consistent. Did he proposition you?
Well, he invited me to his apartment, but he gave up pretty easily after I said no. Kind of pathetic. I actually feel sorry for him.
Some of the women were pretty upset, but you don't seem to be affected too much by it.
Well, he got kind of creepy, but if you're asking if I want to file a complaint, not really. I don't think there's a law against creepy.
Maybe there should be, but it would probably be difficult to enforce. It's a shame. People should be able to enjoy a park in the middle of the day without worrying about being approached by weirdos.
I just don't think he ever learned social skills. Otherwise, he wouldn't be using a sales technique to pick up women.
What do you mean?
Well, he wasn't making real conversation. He just kept asking me questions. I had some sales training a few years ago. One of the catchphrases we kept hearing was, "Sellin' ain't tellin', it's asking questions." Probably the main reason I got out of that line of work. I couldn't fathom the idea that those silly techniques actually worked, but apparently they did. I would make cold calls, and most of the time, people would hang up on me. But every once in a while, they would fall for that stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's even creepier than some guy trying to pick up women in a park.
You really think so? That kind of thing doesn't bother me. I guess it's because I spend all my working hours dealing with real crime. But here, let me give you my card. If that guy ever actually tries something, give me a call, and I mean immediately.
Thank you, Detective. I really appreciate this.
You're welcome. But then again, it's my job.
This might seem like a silly question, but do you like puppies?
Blackout.